Hello there, and it's hello from John. It's normally Mark in this seat delivering the hello and intros, but it's 5 minutes with John and Mark, focusing on an interesting topic, one that's really come to the forefront of our minds at the moment: how to deliver an engaging webinar.
And I've appeared with that waistcoat. Sorry, John, didn't promise we could put both waistcoats today, but there you go. I'll bring it along next time. What we have to start off with is, again, a reminder of our general approach here, John, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. And when we're looking at webinars, we're trying to equip people with skills to learn valuable facets of their job. So we're looking at that second line, the ability line of the pyramid there.
So webinars are very much part of our lives now. Webinars are called digital transmissions, and this ability to communicate with people remotely is something that we've all had to develop. Right? It just wasn't a year ago. I remember it was an occasional thing, but now it's the norm, and some people got remarkably good at it. I was going to say in this very brief intro, John, reminds me of the days of calligraphy, where you were judged by your handwriting, and actually it's still used in parts of France as a way of assessing people for their job. But now we're judged actually not by our persona and face to face, but we're increasingly judged by our digital presence. You know, how do we come over on the screen? Because that's what people are seeing more and more and more of. So I think it's something we all need to personally work at for our own careers, and it is a skill, but it's also something we need to work at for the sake of our teams, because adding elements other than just a monotone transmission through a screen, adding elements to engage people is really, really critical. So techniques to make our digital transmission work, if we're not natural actors or presenters, the techniques are really, really important. So we had a number of tips, I think, prepared, John. I think you got one.
Yeah, that's right. And it is, like you said, Mark, it is a skill set. It's a skill set that can be learned. There's a structure to it. I'd say that these are a couple of tips, but I think we could do quite a few more. The first tip for me is to deliver a blended approach. So the training that engages me the most is ones that use videos. You use breakout rooms, and for any of you who don't know, Microsoft Teams is now they include breakout rooms like Zoom do. Make it highly interactive, make that experience something that people aren't going to forget. In a variety of formats, because people learn in different ways.
Yes, and there's a lot of tools around now, the various tools to help do that. The second tip that we've got is to ensure that we use names as much as possible. I know this sounds really simple, but it's easier for people to hide behind the speaker, as it were, and just be on the phone or getting on with something else. Trying new meetings, obviously, to keep cameras on all the time, so you can see people's faces, microphones off, so we don't get background noise. But definitely use names and call people into the meeting to make a comment. And you can do this in two ways, John. You can either pose a question and then say somebody's name, would they like to answer it? Or you can do the reverse, which is a lot more pressure. Just say somebody's name and go quiet, and then pose your question. And this definitely enlivens the whole group, because everybody's thinking, I may be asked the question here. So it begins to get people involved. So use names, definitely.
Yeah, and I think you've used that a few times, the word involved. I think making people get involved with the experience is really important. Trying to solve a problem is usually a good way of doing that. If you've got a problem that brings people together, they've got to start thinking, got to start discussing, maybe get into breakout rooms, maybe show them a video, what problem are we solving? It galvanizes people. He's got energetic, he's got movement, and I think it's a really good way in a digital space of bringing things to life.
And as we were saying in a session this morning together, John, actually, if it's just a briefing, it probably ought to be a document or a video, not a meeting. And meetings are for interaction and getting people engaged. So yeah, that's the topic of delivering a really good digital briefing, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, I guess we will, Mark. Maybe you'll have a waistcoat.
It's a waistcoat. Thank you.